All right, so welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. You know how we do it here.
Back into the depths.
We take one source and we just totally unpack it. You know.
Absolutely, yeah. We get in there.
And this one today's it's a little bit intense.
Huh.
I got to say, we are working with a YouTube video transcript.
Oh yeah, this is raw and unfiltered for sure.
It really is, and you know, we try to pick sources that are going to give us a lot to dig into, a lot to think about. And this one really delivers.
Absolutely.
So the video is called King Krash 3M. And right off the bat, I got to tell you, it doesn't feel like just a song. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It feels like a window, like right into this person's soul.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to try to do today is figure out, you know, what can we learn about this speaker's mindset from these lyrics?
Yeah. You know, it's fascinating to me. Like, we can take this one piece of content and really see a very specific experience, you know, like a reality that some listeners might not even be familiar with.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like we were saying right from the start, that first line, 3 a.m., I'm up still trying to slide on they block.
Mm-hmm.
It just hits you with this like restless energy, you know, like someone's driving this person.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What does sliding on they block even mean in this context?
So sliding on the block is basically it's street slang for going into a rival gang's territory.
Oh, wow.
Often with the intent to cause harm.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, the repetition of it in these lyrics suggests that it's not just like a passing thought for him. It's like an obsession, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. Like, it's really weighing on him.
Yeah.
And that makes that next line, them bullets, real fast when they flying, sound like a cho. Even more unsettling.
Right.
Like, what's cho? What are we talking about here?
So cho likely refers to like a chopper, which is slang for like an automatic weapon.
Okay.
And it's interesting because like instead of using a more general term for a gun, right? Like he chooses a word that really highlights the power and deadliness of the weapon, you know? So I think it really speaks to how like violence has kind of permeated his thoughts and language. You know what I mean?
It's chilling, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then the lyrics take this turn, you know, there's like this vulnerability.
Yes.
Even pleas for forgiveness mixed in with all this like, you know, hard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of that contrast?
Right. Well, that's what I think is so fascinating about this piece, right? Like he's obviously like, you know, super torn between like this rage and this desire for something better. And we see it like very specifically in lines like, forgive me, God, so I'm gonna do it again. And my brother gone, all I seek is revenge. Right. So he's asking for forgiveness.
Right.
But then he's admitting that he's trapped in this cycle of like guilt and retribution. You know?
And that retribution is coming from a place of grief, it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what's so heartbreaking about it, right? Like the pain of losing his brother might be what's driving him to seek revenge, but then that revenge just fuels more guilt, you know?
Right, like it just keeps going.
And so on and so forth, yeah.
It makes you think about how trauma can manifest.
You know? That's true.
And it all ties back to this feeling of isolation and hurt, you know?
Yeah.
And the imagery that he uses to express that is so raw, bloodier than water, but it all pour salt and sugar and would piss on you to put out the flame. Like, what strikes you about these comparisons?
Well, it's almost like he's trying to convey, like, the depth of his disillusionment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, things that should represent love and loyalty, like blood thicker than water, are all twisted into things that cause pain, you know?
Right.
Like salt and sugar on a wound or something.
Yeah.
The comparisons are like deliberately jarring, right? And I think they really reflect how his worldview has been warped by his experiences.
So we're seeing a portrait here of like a mind grappling with immense pain.
Absolutely.
Grief, anger, this yearning for revenge.
Yeah.
It's heavy stuff.
It is. And I think it's important to remember that these lyrics aren't just words on a page, right? They reflect a reality that many people face.
For sure.
A reality that's shaped by violence and loss.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder if these lyrics are like a cry for help.
Mm-hmm.
How can we as a society, you know, do a better job of addressing these like root causes of violence and trauma that lead to these types of emotions? You know, if this pain is so raw and so real, what can we do to create environments where people feel heard and understood instead of turning to these, you know, destructive cycles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Something for all of us to think about, for sure.
Definitely something to consider.
Well, thanks for joining me on another deep dive. I really appreciate it.
As always, it was a pleasure.
Until next time, everybody, take care.
See you later, man.
Bye.